Welcome to today's deep dive into intermittent fasting and its impact on heart health. We're about to embark on a journey into the heart of a debate that's been pulsing throughout the health community. The subject in question? A study suggesting a link between intermittent fasting and an increased risk of heart attacks. This claim has stirred up a whirlwind of controversy and misinformation, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Our mission in this video is to sift through the noise, break down the complexities, and clarify the facts. We'll dissect the study, scrutinize its findings, and explore its limitations. We'll also delve into the reaction of the American Heart Association and the importance of understanding health information in context. So buckle up as we navigate through this intricate web of information. We're peeling back the layers of a study that sparked a lot of conversation. Let's get straight into what's been said, what it means, and how it affects you. A study presented at a major conference has turned heads with a bold claim. Eating within an 8-hour window might increase your heart attack risk by a whopping 91%. This study, conducted over a period of 7 years, followed around 20,000 participants. The researchers divided the participants into two groups. One group followed an 8-hour eating window, a popular form of intermittent fasting, while the other group had a more traditional eating schedule. The results? The group following the 8-hour eating window saw a 91% increase in heart attack risk when compared to the traditional eating group. That's nearly double the risk. It's a statistic that certainly demands attention. This study's methodology was rather straightforward. The researchers tracked the participants' eating habits and health outcomes over time. They then compared the health outcomes of the two groups to determine if there was a significant difference. But as with any study, it's important to remember that correlation does not imply causation. Just because two things appear to be related, it doesn't necessarily mean that one caused the other. In this case, the study found a correlation between a restricted eating window and increased heart attack risk. But it did not prove that the restricted eating window caused the increased risk. It's also worth noting that the study didn't consider other factors that could influence heart health. For instance, it didn't take into account the participants' overall diet quality, physical activity levels, stress levels, or whether they smoked or not. All of these factors can significantly influence heart health, and neglecting to consider them can skew the results. Sounds alarming, right? But hold on, there's more to the story. In the next few minutes, we'll delve deeper into the limitations of this study, the role of the American Heart Association in sharing these findings, and the importance of understanding the context when interpreting such studies. So stay tuned as we unravel the facts about intermittent fasting and heart health. This study isn't in a medical journal yet. It's important to understand that such a study, while potentially groundbreaking, needs to go through rigorous peer review before its findings can be considered conclusive. Peer review is a crucial part of the scientific process, where other experts in the field scrutinize the study for any errors or biases. Until that happens, we need to approach these findings with a healthy dose of skepticism. Now let's delve into the other aspects that weren't covered in this study. For starters, it didn't account for the quality of the diet. Eating within an 8-hour window might sound like a magic bullet, but it doesn't give carte blanche to feast on junk food. The nutritional content of what you eat matters, and it matters a lot. Sleep is another significant factor that wasn't considered. Poor sleep can lead to a host of health problems, including cardiovascular disease. Similarly, stress levels can also play a role in heart health. Chronic stress can lead to high blood pressure and other heart-related issues. Yet this study didn't factor in these aspects. Physical activity, or the lack thereof, is another important piece of the puzzle. Regular exercise is known to reduce the risk of heart disease and improve overall health. Yet, this study didn't account for the participants' exercise habits. Then, there's the elephant in the room: smoking. It's no secret that smoking is one of the leading causes of heart disease. But again, this study didn't factor in whether the participants were smokers or not. These are huge factors in heart health. These factors can't be ignored when we're talking about something as complex as heart health. Plus, the data was from a time before many people even knew about intermittent fasting. It's like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. So, while this study may have raised some interesting points, it's important to understand its limitations before drawing any definitive conclusions. The American Heart Association quickly shared the study's findings. Now, this is where things get interesting. The American Heart Association, a highly respected organization dedicated to fighting heart disease and stroke, was quick to share the study's findings. This caught many by surprise. Why was an organization of such caliber so swift to endorse these preliminary results? The American Heart Association's main goal is to provide the public with information that can help prevent heart disease and improve cardiovascular health. Their quick response to the study may have been driven by this commitment. They saw a new piece of research potentially crucial to heart health, and they wanted to get that information out there. However, this has sparked some controversy. Many have questioned the speed at which the American Heart Association endorsed these findings. The study, as we've discussed, had its limitations. It wasn't peer-reviewed yet, and it didn't account for several important factors affecting heart health. Yet the American Heart Association shared it promptly. Some critics argued that they jumped the gun, spreading potentially alarming information before it was properly vetted. They worry that such actions could cause undue panic or lead people to make health decisions based on incomplete data. Others defend the American Heart Association's actions, arguing that they were simply doing their job, sharing relevant research as it comes to light. They suggest that the organization's role is to disseminate information, not necessarily to validate it. This situation highlights a broader issue about the role of health organizations in society and how they communicate research findings. It's a delicate balance between providing timely information and ensuring that the data is robust and reliable. In the end, the controversy surrounding the American Heart Association's actions serves as a reminder. It's a reminder that we must approach new health information critically, especially when it comes from preliminary research. It underscores the importance of taking a holistic view of health information, considering the source, the methodology, and the broader scientific context. This move has raised eyebrows and questions about why they were so fast to endorse these preliminary results. Understanding the context is key. Now let's dive into why context matters when it comes to interpreting health studies. It's easy to get swept up in the sea of headlines, but it's crucial to remember that a single study is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Imagine you're assembling a 1,000-piece puzzle. You've got one piece in your hand and you're trying to figure out the whole picture. Sounds impossible, right? That's because it is. The same principle applies to health studies. One study can offer valuable insights, but it can't tell the whole story. Here's another way to look at it. Let's say you're checking the weather forecast. If you only look at today's temperature, you might think it's summer all year round. But if you check the forecast for the entire week, you'll see that temperatures fluctuate. You might even spot a cold front moving in. In the same way, when we look at a single study, we're only seeing a snapshot. We need to consider the broader climate of research to understand the full picture. When it comes to the study linking intermittent fasting to heart disease, we need to consider other health habits. These include diet quality, sleep patterns, stress levels, physical activity, and smoking habits. All these factors play significant roles in heart health. The study didn't account for these variables, so it's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Consider this analogy. Blaming intermittent fasting alone for increased heart attack risk is like saying a boat sank just because it was painted blue. Sure, the blue paint might be a part of the story, but what about the hull's integrity, the weather conditions, or the captain's skill? There's obviously more to consider. The bottom line is, it's essential to consider the larger context when interpreting health studies. We need to look beyond the headlines, scrutinize the methodology, and consider the broader body of research. That's how we can make informed decisions about our health. Without considering other health habits, blaming intermittent fasting alone for increased heart attack risk is like saying a boat sank just because it was painted blue. There's obviously more to consider. It's essential to dig deeper. And with that, we delve into the sixth scene of our journey. We've explored the study, scrutinized its limitations, questioned the American Heart Association's role, and highlighted the importance of context. Now we pivot towards the bigger picture. Critical thinking and research are the twin engines that drive our understanding of health. They allow us to sift through the noise, discern fact from fiction, and make informed decisions. So, what does it mean to critically evaluate research findings? Well, it's about questioning. It's about not taking things at face value. It's about understanding that a single study is just a piece of the puzzle, not the complete picture. Consider a range of studies, different research methodologies, diverse population samples, varying study durations. All these factors contribute to the richness of scientific knowledge. It's like assembling a jigsaw puzzle. Each study adds a piece, helping us see the bigger picture. For instance, while the study we're discussing suggests a potential link between intermittent fasting and heart attack risk, numerous other studies indicate potential benefits of this dietary approach. These include weight loss, improved metabolic health, and even longevity. So which is it? Is intermittent fasting a friend or foe? The answer isn't black or white, it's a spectrum of grays, and that's the beauty of it. It reminds us that health is a complex interplay of various factors. It's not just about what we eat or when we eat, but also about our overall lifestyle, genetics, and environment. In the end, it's about balance. It's about integrating the knowledge derived from various studies, understanding the limitations, recognizing the gaps, and then making an informed decision. And remember, while the internet is a great source of information, it's also a hotbed of misinformation. So be a savvy consumer of health information. Health is complex, and one study rarely gives the whole story. Always look at the bigger research landscape. And with that, we wrap up this scene. Stay tuned as we move towards making informed decisions in our next segment. Armed with more knowledge, you're better equipped to make decisions about your health. It's like navigating a vast ocean. The more charts and compasses you have, the more likely you are to reach your destination safely. In the realm of health and wellness, the equivalent of these navigational tools is reliable information, critical thinking, and professional advice. The idea of one size fits all doesn't apply when it comes to health. Each of us is unique with our individual lifestyles, genetic makeup, and health histories. Therefore, what works brilliantly for one person might not yield the same results for another. It's important to bear this in mind when making decisions about diet and lifestyle changes. Take intermittent fasting, for example. For some, it's a powerful tool that helps manage weight, improve digestion, and boost overall health. For others, it might lead to feelings of deprivation or trigger unhealthy eating patterns. There's no universal answer to whether it's good or bad. It all comes down to individual context. So how do you make sense of it all? How do you decide if a particular diet or lifestyle change is right for you? This is where healthcare professionals come into play. They bring years of study, experience, and understanding of the human body to the table. They can help you interpret research findings, consider your personal circumstances, and make informed decisions. Before you embark on a significant diet change like intermittent fasting or any other health trend, it's advisable to consult with a healthcare professional. They can guide you through the process, helping you understand the potential benefits and risks. They can also monitor your progress and adjust your plan as needed, ensuring that your health remains the top priority. In conclusion, making informed decisions about your health isn't just about reading the latest studies or following the newest trends. It's about understanding your unique health needs and seeking professional advice. Remember, what works for one person may not work for another. Consulting with a healthcare professional is a smart move before making any major changes to your diet or lifestyle. Today, we've untangled some of the complexities around intermittent fasting and heart health. We delved into a controversial study that suggested a significant increase in heart attack risk associated with eating within an 8-hour window. Yet, we also highlighted the limitations of this research. It's important to remember that the study didn't account for crucial factors like diet quality, sleep, stress levels, physical activity, or smoking habits. We also shed light on the role of the American Heart Association, which was quick to disseminate these preliminary results, sparking a wave of questions and debates. We underlined the importance of understanding the context, asserting that blaming intermittent fasting alone for increased heart attack risk is akin to blaming the color of a boat for its sinking. There's more to the story. We emphasized that critical thinking and thorough research are essential when interpreting health studies. Health is complex. A single study rarely paints the complete picture. It's crucial to look at a wider range of studies and reviews to get a comprehensive understanding. We spoke about the importance of making informed decisions about your health. Knowledge empowers you to make choices that suit your individual needs best. We stressed that what works for one person may not work for another, and consulting with a healthcare professional is a smart move before making any significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. In this age of information overflow, it's easy to get swayed by every new health trend that makes the headlines. But it's important to remember that not all that glitters is gold. It's crucial to stay informed, ask the right questions, and seek professional advice. These are your best tools for navigating health trends and news. We hope that this exploration has been enlightening and that it empowers you to make informed choices about your health. Remember, staying informed, asking questions, and seeking advice from professionals are your best tools for navigating health trends and news.